Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at A.X.E. Judgment Day Issue 4. This is a miniseries from Marvel Comics starring the Avengers, X-Men, and the Eternals. Written by Kieron, Gillen, art by Valerio, Schiti. Marte Garcia did the colors. VC's Clayton, Cowles on letters. Mark Brooks did the cover. Martin Biro was the assistant editor. Associate editor was Annalisa Bissa. Tom Brevoort was the editor. The cover's okay. Carol Danvers isn't really in the book. The other characters are mainly minor players. Captain America has a few parts in here, but cover's pretty deceptive. At least it has a little bit of peril and action to it, so better than your average Marvel comic. So Captain America tries to calm people down, while Eros is formulating a plan. Meanwhile, the Celestials judging people, and the judgments come off as very capricious and arbitrary. For some reason, Captain America can't pass, but Kamala Khan can, and we don't even get a reason on why Miles Morales passes. He just does. Daredevil fails, etc. And some of the other people that we had been introduced to as the civilians, they're judged as well. And I still don't care about them. So Tony Stark, Eros, Cersei, and a few others come up with this plan. Meanwhile, Droog is trying to come up with his own plans. So he unleashes the Unimind again against the mutants, but this time some of the Eternals slip in and call for a vote. Meanwhile, deep inside the machine, Icarus and Gilgamesh are inside trying to rewrite the machine code, and they allow the mutants into the Unimind. For some reason, they're allowed to vote on this vote to replace Droog. That's not explained at all. Why is anybody listening to them? They just say that the Eternals can hold a vote because this is where their democracy is held, and suddenly the mutants can vote? I don't understand that at all. That made no sense to me. Well, in desperation, Droog unleashes Uranus, and, well, that doesn't last very long. We get a death, and some more people are judged. The core concept here is interesting, but the execution of it is very hurried. There's a lot of rushed parts that needed more explanation, like how the mutants get a vote in the democracy of the Eternals, and what these minor players have to do with anything, and why people are being judged the way they are. It seems very arbitrary, like the writers' favorites are passing and the others aren't. There's also some ham-fisted political stuff in here that's pretty boring. References to climate change and environmentalism. And like I said, the Celestials' mentality here of why things are being judged the way they are just doesn't make sense. It's not really explained because the language is all flowery and trying to be overly philosophical, and it just doesn't work. So it's a very average read. It's definitely not worth the cover price. If you pull it out of a dollar bin, it might be interesting. I don't know. It kind of depends on how this entire miniseries wraps up, but so far it's just incredibly boring. It's really not going very far. There is a story here and it is going a little ways, but it's taking a long time to get there. This probably should have been a 4-issue miniseries with better explanation and more condensed elements. There's a lot of stuff here that could have been cut out to make for a more interesting adventure instead of whatever pseudo-philosophy, pop psychology they seem to actually be trying to accomplish. So I'd say grab it out of a dollar bin. It's really not that compelling, and it thinks much more of itself than it actually is. So I'm not going to recommend it. I think this is really overstaying its welcome in a lot of ways, and it's just trying too hard to be deep and philosophical when it's really not. That'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.